Wait. These markings. Tirsu script scratched in the ground. A creche must be nested in the temple below. We must go there at once. Githyanki writing. Every word a wheel, every letter a spoke. The most powerful texts are engraved in slate. Some so ancient, only the most erudite Gish can read them. You don't have to trust them, only to trust me. I have not failed you yet, and I have no intentions of it now. I don't need you to believe me for it to be true. Very well, you may lead. But if we stray too far that our chance is lost, I'll make my way there alone.
A friendly face. Oh, you are a sweet, sweet blessing, my dear. You know, I've had nothing but trouble all day. I've been accosted, chased, insulted. Look over there. Do you see that wretched little hive? Oh, I mean no offense to the Morning Lord. I simply prefer when his monasteries aren't overrun with brutish, stupid, rude Githyanki.
Brutish and rude by your wretched standards, but stupid. Kchoki.
Your charming companion would call it a creche. But it was built on what remained after the Githyanki slaughtered all of the monks. I'd call it a murderous training camp.
Acutely observed on both counts.
Honestly, I was doing them a favor offering to buy one of their eggs. And how am I repaid? Attacked and run off like some transient. What? No, of course not. I was merely... well... Look, it's just an egg. The Society of Brilliance asked me to acquire one of their roe so they can incubate it and, once it hatches, raise the spawn in their tradition.
Please, do enlighten me. What is this tradition?
The Society believes a Githyanki raised in a peaceful, nurturing environment can overcome its violent nature. I'm sure your friend would agree. A Githyanki is as likely to forsake its violent nature as a gnome is to fly. Well, yes, but now we know better. Only some of you are bloodthirsty terrors. But if you believe in this cause so strongly, why not help the Society prove your point? They may have chased me away, but surely the Gith would welcome a person with such sympathetic views to their creche. And once inside, you could simply purloin an egg.
Steal one of Gith's own. I will slit your throat for even suggesting it.
I'm not talking to you. You'll be well compensated, of course. Just bring me an egg.
What? Surrender an egg, and I will not stand for it.
I see this being a highly prosperous partnership. A word of advice. Avoid direct confrontation. Creche-bound Githyanki can be a deadly sword.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Samuel Staxford, devoted servant of the Absolute. Following orders of General Thorm. Find Duke Ravengard. Bring him to the Absolute.
The corpse remains silent. It does not know.
Leader of true souls. Chosen of the Absolute.
The corpse remains silent. It does not know. The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Good moment to talk. Oh, there, Wanderer. Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man.
Elminster?
The very same, Gale. And a fair bit miffed he is, too, finding himself forced to expose his best pair of boots to so many miles of country road on your behalf.
Meet Elminster Ormar. A good friend of mine, but rather more significantly, he's the most famed and respected wizard in the realms.
Am I, indeed? Most famed and respected errand boy, more like. I was bid to spare neither time nor my own self to find you. She sent me, Gale. You know of whom I speak.
But why? Out with it, Elminster. Please.
Young man, has your sojourn away from Waterdeep washed away your decorum as well as your patience? Nigh a 10-day I've gone without honest fare, worthy of the name. Drank naught, but what the sky entitled my thirst. Why, some bread, cheese, and a cup of wine would appear unto me a feast. Surely you would begrudge me a mite of rest and repast before I get out with it?
Oh, for the love of...
Well, this way then? To your camp. Oh, don't dawdle now, lad. You're the one who's in such a frightful hurry.
Oh, nigh on 13 centuries old and he still thinks with his stomach. We'd best follow and see if he's more disposed to speak plainly once it's stopped its grumbling. A wise choice. Better to indulge your curiosity than Elminster's appetite.
Yes, what a delightful wedge of old Elthurian that was. Doesn't do to parley on an empty stomach, you know. Makes one's words frivolous when they should be grave. Plenty to digest, after all. A good deal to stew over, if you will. Words ladled with import should be savored so as to better absorb their meaning. Wouldn't you agree?
Elminster!
Right. You see, well, that is to say, Gale, my boy, I've come to address a most pressing matter. I'll speak as plainly as I can, forswearing the accustomed frills that decorate my speech. I'm here on behalf of Mistra. The message and the charge I bring you are hers.
I could debate you on that.
You know where you went wrong, Gale. No, we needn't dwell on that here and now. But even so, you're to be given a chance of redemption.
Mistra would consider... forgiveness?
She would consider what she considers to be forgiveness. Mistra is aware of the misadventures that have befallen you both. She knows of your strife with the Absolute, that most insidious of evils. The very purpose of my presence, in a roundabout sort of way. You must know that the Absolute is more dangerous than you can possibly conceive. It threatens all who live, even those who are undying. It threatens the gods, the weave, the very fabric of the universe itself. That is why I have come here to charge you, Gale, with its destruction. It is Mystra's belief that only you can.
The orb.
Precisely. Mystra has granted me the power to stop the clock, as it were, on the orb's rush to overpower you. Instead, you will be able to unleash its lethal combustion at will.
Interesting. This could be help, or hindrance. We shall have to see.
You must find the heart of the Absolute, whatever that may be, and use yourself as the catalyst that will burn it from this world.
He is not. But it seems that Mystra is.
It brings me no pleasure saying this, my friend, but such is Mystra's will. Yours must be the sacrifice that will undo the Absolute. And for your sacrifice, you will be redeemed. Such is Mystra's promise. With that, I've said my sorry piece, and need only bestow unto thee the charm I was bid.
Meine Hastra Mistrariel Italion Thras Annas
It is done. Both charge and charm have been committed into your care. To you, I commit into care Gale himself. I count on you to shepherd him well on this strangest of journeys.
On my honor, I'm not sure yet I can say the same.
Like moons make swell and wane the nescient seas, so too the sky-strewn gods ordain the tidal fates of mortal days. And yet, an ocean born in lonely hours, come ebb, come flow, come all that is beyond the breadth of our dominion. Be a moon unto yourself. Even the waves of fate can break upon the shores of will. Farewell, my friend.
Farewell, Elminster. I'm glad she chose you. An audience with Elminster is never less than memorable. I'd have hoped to introduce you to him in less dire circumstances. But those are hard to come by these days. The Doddering Act is merely an illusion, one he's most adept at maintaining. Elminster is the most formidable wizard in the realms. Perhaps in existence. For Mystra to have sent him, the severity of her bidding could not be clearer, or weigh more heavily on me. Time seems so infinite when you're young. A month is an age. A year is a lifetime. It is a strange feeling to realize how little of it one might have left. course. You offer the clearest solution to our problem. All I have to do is find the right place and time, close my eyes, and let go. Then the slate will be clean. Wrongs will be righted, the absolute will be gone, and I along with it. Possibly the most spectacular one ever conceived. But essentially, yes, I'm living on borrowed time in more ways than one. Perhaps this is how it must be. That remains ahead of us for now. The heart of the Absolute must be discovered before I can stop its beating. Then I suppose there is nothing more to be done but find the heart of the Absolute and stop its beating.
I can't believe Mistress demanding Gale sacrifice himself to destroy the Absolute. It's just a waste of a perfectly good cult that we could be controlling. And a waste of a perfectly good Gale, I suppose.
Oh, was that Gale's granddad? Wonder if he's a wizard too. He's certainly got the beardliness for it. Why'd he come all this way to track us down? Whoa now, he's got a... Well, I guess that would explain a little, but... Mistra? I mean, this is a lot to take in. What's he going to do? Fuck me. There's devotion and then there's stupidity. If the god of magic can't handle this without sacrificing Gale, she's no god at all. Poor Gale. He must be in bits after hearing that. I'll distract him. Tell him I haven't read a book since secondary school. Watch his face melt off.
You smell very delicious, but I will not bite you. Nice here. The caves smell like rotting meat. Goblin camp smells like goblins. Yes, fun. Ooh, more.
A shame my first brush with the famed Elminster couldn't be a tad more optimistic. Listen, I might invoke the Triad from time to time, appeal to Helm, but I'm no man of faith. Not like Gale. I don't know what drives a man to consider his own death, among countless others, to be an appropriate exchange for his goddess's forgiveness. To me, it all sounds like nonsense. The faith that matters most is that which you hold in yourself, in the ones that most matter to you. Big Bomb be damned. Gale's got everything he needs to defeat the Absolute already. Talent, nerve, and powerful allies at his side. I hope he'll come to see that.
I can't believe I'm actually venturing into a Gith stronghold again, voluntarily. This had better pay off. True. We're acting out of desperation. Let's just be careful. Any potential cure is useless if our heads are parted from our shoulders beforehand. They must want that artifact back badly if they're dispatching red dragons in pursuit of it. But we cannot afford to lose it. I wish I'd never been sent on this mission. Yes. And she acts as Lady Shah's voice amongst mortals. She must be doing the Night Singer's bidding. I just don't know what it all means. All will be revealed in due time, I hope.
Elminster. Even the Githyanki have heard tell of the Sage of Shadowdale. Some of his works have been translated to Tirsu. That doesn't mean his every word carries wisdom, however. Near as I can tell, Mystra demands Gale's faith, but holds no faith in him. Why else would she demand Gale sacrifice himself, and perhaps so many others? Does she not think he can destroy the Absolute with his own immense talents? Does she not know the mighty company that he keeps? Demanding Vlaakith may be, but she acts for the good of the Githyanki people. Mystra is concerned only for herself. Perhaps he'd find forgiveness in a fiery death. But I can't help but wonder why he'd want it at all.
Hey, soldier, well, I'm not feeling so good. My engine is getting worse. Feels like it's going to burst out of my chest. We need to catch up with Damon. See if he's thought of a way to fix this thing. If it can be fixed. I'm sure we will. But, in case we don't, a bit of advice. You leave your left flank wide open. If I'm ever not around to cover it, you may find yourself on the wrong side of a goblin spear one of these days.
How can I help? Oh, you know me, ever the optimist. I'm trying to focus on the positives. Truth is, I was living on borrowed time already. Consuming those items would only have kept the orb sated for so long. If anything, I feel more at peace than I have in months. At least now I know my death will have purpose. It won't be a distant bang in the footnotes of history. She expects those who seek to use the weave to do so honestly, and with respect for its potential to destroy, as well as its potential to save. I doubt she's asked many of her followers to blow themselves up. That's a fate she's bequeathed exclusively to me. She wouldn't ask such a thing if it weren't our only means of survival. However much she's annoyed at me. I've no doubt she has the power to do so, but as for the permission, Ao would not look kindly on her meddling in mortal affairs. Divine intervention has a tendency to make things worse, not better. As for Elminster, he's saved the realms more times than legend can recount. But to take on a god is no easy feat, even for him. My orb is the best chance we have. And only I can wield it.
I've got nothing left to take, so you might as well shove off. Do I look like a bloody tour guide? All I know is the roof's the best nest spot on the whole Chionfa. I got there first, too, before the thieves showed up. Still, eagles are bigger. They just take. Nest, prey, everything. That's how it works here. It's not bloody fair. I got there first. The eagles don't even need it. Not on top of the monastery, they don't. It's not even like the eagles need my nest. The drunk lizards they eat aren't hard to catch.
While quite vague, drunk lizards could well point to kobolds, who tend to operate in packs.
You? Kill an eagle? But if you think you can, then please, please kill the eagles. They're the worst. Thank you. I'll keep an eye on the roof. Rude bastards, those eagles. Deserve a little comeuppance.
That's enough. On your feet.
Where are you taking us?
If this is about that weapon your friend was talking about, we don't have it and we don't know shit about it.
Silence! Move!
No. No, I'm not going in there. I won't.
Anyone want to join her? As I thought. Through the doors. Now! The captain is expecting you.
Forward, carefully. These cultists have the Creche on high alert.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Corliss. Undertump. Novice of the Absolute. Searching. Hunting. For weapon. Nothing was telling the truth. Didn't know anything. Path to Moonrise Towers. Absolute. Answering the call. Gathering, coalescing, preparing.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions. The monastery's notable keepers adorn these intricate panels. Lathendarian monasteries of this size were usually overseen by Dawn Masters, esteemed members of the clergy. The reconsecration of the monastery, conducted by Dawn Master Seed. Evensong before the Zenith Day, celebrated by Dawn Master Stockhold. Dawn Master Welkin Glory beckons forth the rising sun in Lathander's name. Dawn Master Vassaid wielding... The rest of the inscription and picture has shattered away.
Intruder! In my nest! This area was meant to be safe! Savior, get behind Mummy! You would accuse me of a crime in my own home! Outrageous! Disclare! What did you...
Journey's over, Istik. It'll be swift.
I must speak with your Gastiel. Our Queen's protocol demands it.
Report to the infirmary. Gustil Stornagos will see to you.
Leave me alone. The watch must remain undisturbed.
I see they're letting even Istik mercenaries in these days.
Ugh. Blood? Rust? Squall? Is there no odious substance not smeared on this delivery? I'd heard this plane was disgusting, but I didn't think it would be like this. Most metals here fold like istics, much like istics themselves. But if you're so keen to extol their virtues, you can pay accordingly. On your way, then.
What if they don't find the weapon? Do we even know it? An istic? But you can't be here. I can't be seen with you. That's your cry.
Quanirel, the Inquisition have more to worry about than who you talk to in the corridors. See? I told you. Nothing to worry about.
She's in her quarters. Through those doors.
Kachoki! We are training to fight Genk. You think they will hesitate?
They won't need to if we keep killing each other for them. It's stupid. Orphe...
Silence! It seems your childish prattling is attracting an audience. You fight again. This time, daggers only. And to the death, as instructed. Who wants to challenge this sniveling Istark? I suppose your inane spewings have distracted enough from my lesson. Go wet the swords. I want them sharp enough to peel a Gake's eyeball just by looking at them. I hope you prove as weak as this should we meet on the battlefield, Istik.
That was amazing. I've never seen someone talk the Savage down from a rage like that. He's always telling us how we have to be ruthless, that death is the only mercy we deliver. But you showed compassion and kindness. You're just like... Never mind. I speak of Orpheus. The true prince. He's so strong and wise, and he rides a comet. A comet! We're forbidden to talk about him. They say Vlaakith knows if you even think his name. I found his book. Part of it anyway. I read it all the time. He's unbelievable. You want me to... No, it's mine. I have to keep it safe. Fine. Take it. It's so stupid we can't read it. It's just a story. It's not even true. I'll do my best to forget what it said. Thank you for taking it.
This place is enlightening. My own creche, Kalair, is remote and sunless, cloaked in the silence of wild space. My Savage would find this one altogether too genial. My own Savage would never have threatened a youngling. A waste of time and energy. The pupils themselves culled the weak from their ranks. I myself felled 4 of my own classmates once Kalair had 100 times circled Tyrell. Survival. My people have no use for cowards. Every trainee that I slayed was either too weak to withstand the lessons, or was cocky enough to pick a fight they could never win. They underestimated me, so they paid the price. The Githyanki are only as powerful as their weakest warrior. Jaquith de Venzir, the termination of the frail, strengthens us.
The disc appears in your mind's eye. Lae'zel sees it too, and considers the vision.
Tirsu markings. Ancient. I recognize them, but I can't make sense. No. Wait. The texts are enciphered, but there's a common speech translation beneath, carved in a different hand. It's a story about Orpheus.
Your head buzzes in concert with Lae'zel's, but it hardly matters. Even without the connection, you'd recognize her discomfort.
Traitor. A dead one. This text is heresy. I can hardly bear to read it, let alone speak it. Very well. I will read it to you. The Prince of the Comet, Part 2. The Prince of the Comet, Orpheus himself, led his honor guard into battle. Their red dragons bellowed with righteous anger, and the heavens erupted. The glorious prince cried to all who could hear him, "Praise be to my mother Gith, the queen of the one sky, sacrificed to the hells by the renegade Vlaakith." But the true heir, the Prince of the Comet, could not overcome Vlaakith's knights and their ill-gotten worms. Mighty Voss, Gestil Kithrak, lit the astral sky aflame. When the ash had cleared, beloved Orpheus was gone. True heir, glorious prince, there's no greater crime than to exalt the pretender called Orpheus. Disregard this drivel. Gith declared that Vlaakith should be queen. Orpheus would have ceded control to the Geich. She did nothing of the sort. Thank your good fortunes I'm a tolerant woman, or I'd have sliced off a few toes for suggesting it.
Svarsh won't let us do anything fun till we pass this test. I just want to learn how to crush someone's brain with my mind. Splat!
I can't say anymore. The Savage might hear. Now, please, let me finish my work.
Savage Keth always said this plane was full of weaklings.
Savage Kethk is a wonderful teacher. He'd happily help you improve your technique, Istik.
I love fighting with daggers. It's so personal. You're close enough to see the light go out behind their eyes.
What do I do? I failed the Savage. I failed Vlaakith herself. I'm going to double my training. No, triple. I won't waste this chance. What if I lose again? I have to train harder.
Outsiders aren't supposed to see us training. You should leave. Did you see that? What a wimp. I'm way braver than Val.
Gate have 6 major arteries. No, wait, 7. Stop distracting me. I have to learn this or the Savage will get angry. Again.
Unless you want to be set up as target practice, I suggest you leave, Istik.
Now Istik wander our halls at their leisure. Captain Therizin will be even more irate than usual.
This imposing portrait depicts a powerful Githyanki warrior, undeniably regal in her mien.
Vlaakith herself. She is both the sun that blinds us and the void that contains us. Praise be.
In the corner of the painting is a small symbol you can't quite place. You recall stories of a prince riding a comet just like this one. With sudden clarity, you realize it's the symbol of Orpheus, a forgotten hero from the tales of your youth.
The sign of Orpheus? Blasphemy! Would I could quarter the Vandal myself!
This Githyanki looks different from the others you've seen here. The way her stark white skin stretches over her sharp features gives her a distinctly otherworldly aspect.
Istik are permitted to view the birthing pools now. These are strange times. Step carefully while here. Our hatchery is protected by lethal safeguards. I do not wish to pick your remains from them. Most are hatched. Only one remains, monitored by Varsh Koku, the caretaker of our young. You may speak to the Varsh if you wish, but stay away from the egg. There will be no second warning.
We must scout the crash. The purifier, the safest, will be in the infirmary. Kalir's clutch held 36 eggs, more or less. Though I've learned of creches that harbored 100. Humanoid. How I despise the term. Githyanki are quite superior to humans. Our biology slates state that Githyanki came to lay eggs after we escaped Illithid enslavement and took to the astral plane. It's an asexual process, a favorable change by any estimation. Hideous to imagine a life where I couldn't partake in the pleasures of sex without the looming threat of bearing children. Shukiani. Githyanki chosen by Vlakith herself to bear young. The Queen assigns when and where they must lay, and how many eggs they must bear. The Shukiani pass their eggs in the material plane. In the astral, time barely passes. It is a meticulous process, carefully timed so that the eggs hatch at once. Go on then.
You can tell Kithrak Therazin that my position has not changed. The egg requires more time. Furthermore... Oh. I was not expecting an Istik. What brings you to my hatchery? Someone with orders from our commander to destroy this egg. Almost all of the eggs in its clutch have hatched. We await only one more, which is taking its time. Most caretakers would not give the child its fair chance, but I shall. There could be greatness in that shell.
You note that the hope in his voice is tinged with weariness. It's the voice of a man who's fought the inevitable for a long time.
Not all that arrive late are weak. I created this entire hatchery, despite being the last of my clutch to hatch. They almost drowned me in the hatching pool, if it wasn't for the Varsh of my clutch. This one deserves the same chance. You? What do you know about Githyanki child rearing? Still, the captain's due for an inspection any day now. And if she sees it here... Tell me, what will you do with it if I entrust it to you? Do you think the Sword Coast is littered with creches? That you found this one was unlikely enough. But you've a spirit about you that's quite inspiring. Perhaps even equal to the challenge. I can no longer ignore that Kithrak Thurizen's patience has its limits. Very well. Here. Take these. They will aid your approach to the egg.
Large green egg with an uneven shell. You can see a vague outline of something within it. The egg is warm to the touch, the rough shell like slate beneath your fingers. Whatever is within is stirring ever so slightly.
You've got the egg, haven't you? Be on your way then, before I change my mind.
An unhatched Githyanki egg should be the burden of a Vash, not a warrior, whether ascended or otherwise. And yet, I'm drawn to the warmth of it. A child of Gith and a servant of Vlaakith grows within. Keep it close. Perhaps in our care, it might yet hatch. And don't you dare pass it to that lunatic woman prowling the mountain pass.
Vertical incision from pineal eye to end of notochord. Intestinal coloration consistent with samples 231 to 259. Do you have a question? Or are you just going to stand there gawking?
I am a child of Gith, not discarded rat flesh. Am I not due your respect?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Let the Istik with you speak, and I will decide what respect you're owed. A very specific question. One that speaks of a more personal motivation for asking. I can only deduce. You have a parasite of your own. Curiosity without toil is like a broken viewing glass. Unfocused and incapable of insight. Let's see what knowledge your labors had borne so far. Tell me, what is your understanding of ceremorphosis? The stupidity encouraged on this plane never ceases to amaze me. Listen carefully. The tadpole is a parasite. Once it consumes enough of your brain matter, it instigates an excruciating transformation. Every fiber, every sinew of your being is torn apart and reformed into the repugnant flesh of a geich or illithid. That is ceremorphosis. A facile achievement for those who know so little to begin with. Must you keep bothering me? If you have questions, read a book. You must be desperate to seek my aid. Tell me, how long have you been infected? Fascinating. So you're conscious of your infection, but showing no signs of cerebral impairment. Either your tadpole is special, or you are. We must find out which. Go to the Sathisk. I will ensure you're cured. It will relieve you of the specimen lodged in your cerebral cortex. What else? It will be worth it, I assure you.
The device is
the Sathisk. Vlaakith's purity distilled. My duty. Stand aside!
Sit. An unseen blade cleaves your mind in two. Impossible to say this.
Yes, child.
You feel Lae'zel's mind rip and rupture. Is this purification? Is this the cure?
Out of my head!
You share in Lae'zel's agony. Every cell within her skull bursts into a constellation of fragments, sorted and reassembled. Lae'zel will die if she remains.
Yes, child. Jamar, Zala, Blackith, call to your queen! My queen! Hear me!
That thing's killing her!
Your vision narrows. You sense myriad specters of Githyanki past. This is their fate. This is their anguish. Lae'zel's life is laid bare among those that came before. Her thoughts are turned to silver thread and relayed to the astral sea. The voices of the dead cry out as one. The Zaithis collects memories from the infected and executes them. It is not for curing. It's for killing.
What madness is this? The Zaithis nearly destroyed me! I am Githyanki! I will not be Geich! My life's work gone! And yet she lives. And so does her parasite.
There's something in her voice that goes beyond rage. Curiosity, perhaps, or regret. Whatever it is, you cannot identify it.
Really? Then all this destruction was a symptom of its power? Incredible. I am disappointed that we could not extract it alive. It would have been an exceptional specimen. In any case, the problem is resolved. Leave me. I must salvage what I can.
I followed protocol. I kept to my faith. Yet the Zaithis might have killed me. Someone must have tampered with it. An aberrance I can't begin to comprehend. This Zaithisk is a deviation. It was altered. There is no other explanation. Now hurry. We must go to the Chirai and inform him of the Zaithisk's tampering.
Smoke rises like hot breath, but whatever semblance of life once powered the Zaithisk is gone.
Please, Chirai, I can explain. The latest batch of cultists knew nothing of the Astral Prism. They were just trying to find Moonrise. They all head there. My Gish have drafted plans to assault the tower. They are ready to fight, Chirai. We could sift the missing artifact from the tower's ashes if you would give us...
Quiet. Find the Astral Prism, Therizin. My patience falters.
Yes, Chirai. You heard him! Go!
Do as she says. She remains your Kithrak. For now.
An Istik in my creche. You are one of the mercenaries sent to bring the weapon.
The Istik is with me, honored Kithrak.
So noted. But my question goes unanswered. Do you bring the weapon?
Don't tell her anything.
He speaks the truth, Kithrak. A Sharlak? Among us? Whom would you accuse? Vague allegations and undue demands. A poor introduction for an unproven Istik. The very same said to hold the weapon we seek. Shema Zalavlakith. Give it to me! No? Then I will take it from your corpse!
Who would be... Oh, it is you. Make haste. We have business to conduct. My Arden spoke of one of our kin that escaped a crashing Geik slave vessel.
Ch'rai. Vlakith's justice in flesh.
You have accomplished much, child. I am pleased to finally meet you. I heard there is so much goblin blood on your hands that it soaks their children's nightmares. To business. I suspect you plucked something precious from the Geik ship. Something that belongs to us. The weapon. Give it to me.
Don't do it. The weapon is how I protect you.
Do it. Do not disobey the Inquisitor.
Some of your species say knowledge is power. They are wrong. Knowledge is everything. We took an interest in you when you became involved with this absolute cult. A pestilence of infected slaves, the first symptom of the Grand Design in action. But you are lucky. That weapon you carry is the solution. I have heard it from Queen Vlakith herself. Hand it over. The Grand Design is what all Geik seek. The restoration of the Illithid Empire, which spanned the entirety of the multiverse. For centuries, their elder brains sought to bring back their dominion. Every plot they hatched, we stopped. But now they are close to succeeding. Never before could they pause ceremorphosis. Never before could they let the infections spread undetected. You saw the thralls gathered on the Geik ship. Imagine that, everywhere. Wants, needs, choice, all would cease to be. Everything rendered unto the Geik. So, the weapon. Please.
Don't give it to him.
Do not try me. Hand over the artifact or die by my hand.
The Sathisk. I hate that you speak the truth. Choose. Your path is mine to follow. Our fate is forged. Mother Gith, guide us.
Your illustrious adventure ends here. Hetazith!
Inquisitor Wawargaz was potent. We are impressed.
My queen. Skathzai.
You are permitted to look upon me. You are invited to kneel.
The Deathless Queen has spoken. You will obey.
I expected little of Istik education, but here we kneel before our queen. Your choice of allies is most vexing. They do not become you, Lae'zel.
Chma Zala Vlakith. You know me.
Arlon of Kalir speaks most highly, as did Alchaya before. You seek purity. I may yet grant it. Istik, you bear that which is ours. But are you friend, or are you thief? Your utility is proven, but your heroism is yet to be witnessed. A test, then, to see if you are as capable as you profess to be. That weapon you carry, the astral prism, it is corrupted.
I will cleanse it for you, my queen. Tell me how.
There is someone inside. Their mind is warped, broken, a blight. They are an agent of the Grand Design, sent to sabotage the astral prism. Our last defense against the return of the Illithid Empire. As long as they live, the prison is compromised. Kill them! Do this, and I will cleanse you and your allies. Do this, and ascend!
Ascension. My queen. An honor gained. A burden borne. Choose. But know this. The cost of refusal is great.
Not merely great, Lae'zel. Eternal. You are being lied to. I will be obeyed!
Skvar! Do not defy my queen!
Autonomy begets consequence. Use this to enter the prism, or deny me. The choice, as ever, is yours. But know this. My wrath is carried with each of my faithful. It will find you.
Blacketh's eyes see beyond the plains. We cannot hide. Come. We must enter the prism. Its secrets are finally ours to know.
Heat pulses out of the astral prism as it begins to flower. Your mind burns hot with excitement. A timeless space, bounded, compressed in a fold. A pocket of astral plane.
Boundless. Timeless. Like every dream that ever was stitched together. It is home.
So you came, in spite of all my warnings. Disappointing. Come, we will talk in private. Just the two of us. I may have made a mistake, trusting you. I told you to stay away from the Githyanki, but you just couldn't help yourself. Could you? Still, refusing a Githyanki queen's orders, that was bold. You are a worthy ally. Very well. What do you want to know? I told you already. I'm just like you. An adventurer from Baldur's Gate who was infected with an illithid tadpole and seeks to be free of the Absolute. But unlike you, unlike anyone else in any plane, I know Vlaakith's secret. It is a secret so great that if her people ever found out, that would be the end of her rule, the end of her. That same secret is how I've been protecting you from the Absolute. I can hear your thoughts. You think I'm lying. Vlaakith warned you that I would try to deceive you. But consider this. What reason have I to deceive you? I want the same thing as you. Freedom. I'm on your side. I have been since the very beginning. It seems I was right to put my faith in you after all. Thank you. Vlaakith will be furious, to make no mention of your Githyanki companion. The Lich Queen fears nothing more than the loss of her empire. The knowledge I have of her deception will bring that about. Godlike in power, yes, but with none of the sanctity. Vlaakith is lying to her people. She pretends to know how Gith destroyed the Mindflayer Empire. In truth, she knows nothing. If the Illithid Empire were ever to return, she would be incapable of stopping them. And if her people found out about her impotence, there would be mutiny, revolution, the end of her rule. But that very power, the power to resist Illithid control, which Vlaakith only pretends to know, is how I've been protecting you. I suppose she hoped to extract it from my corpse. Since you spared me that fate, she will come for you. A logical question, but you're not ready for the answer. I have delayed long enough. The next attack is overdue, and I can't risk you being caught in the middle of it. I need you out there, searching for the Absolute. You were on the right path, to Moonrise Towers. Return to it. I hope you are ready to face Vlaakith's wrath. The entire Kresh stands ready to kill you in her name. Good luck.
Speak. Have you killed my queen's enemy? Vlaakith does not lie to her faithful. Open your mind. Show me.
Your mind tingles. Loisel seeks entrance. Your thoughts become one. She sees the truth of your confrontation in an instant.
Vlaakith Tafkinazin. I see only madness. Vlaakith bears the full might of Tunarath's arms, and the covenant of the Great Mother Gith. Skvar! We are leaving this place, now. Vlaakith. Vlaakith! I have wielded your fury as a blade, roared your wrath as a dragon. Yet I crawl among my own people, low as an asp's belly. Skaketh! Is this to be my penance? Is this heart of stone doomed to shatter? She tests me. A trial of faith. Kalir prepared me. Only the heaviest souls soar to the astral. Yes. Yes. I might gain Vlaakith's favor yet. Silence! I must think.
Ornate mace hovers before you, suspended in a shaft of brilliant light. A fist-sized piece of amber flecked with crimson is set in the handle, emitting a radiance all its own. This mace must be the legendary blood of Lathander. The amber is said to contain the blood of the Morning Lord himself. The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Elika. Scout. Elturel. Near Maiden's Bridge. Exiles. Lost everything. Road to Baldur's Gate. Blocked. Took a new path. Found monastery. Remembered. A rhyme. Blood of Lathander. Hidden. Guarded by monks. Decided to look for it. Githyanki. Slowly. Painfully.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
What news of our little project? Have you found the egg? Oh, you wonder... Hold on. It looks different to what I expected. Are you sure that's a Gith egg? What the Society doesn't know won't hurt it. And we're left handsomely legacied either way. I rather like this plan. You have yourself an accord. Here's your payment. I'd hope it's enough to warrant your discretion, too.
Walking freely out of a Githyanki creche. A miracle if ever I've seen one. And trust me, I've seen quite a few.
I suppose not many can boast that they've been to a Githyanki creche and survived. Perhaps that's a good omen for our chances going forward, if you're feeling optimistic.
My first tour of a Githyanki creche. Memorable, to be certain, but the service left something to be desired.
Looks like we're done here. Pity. This place has been a wild ride.